Yo, yo, yo. What's up? I don't know if we have the mic fixed or not. It's something so hard for me to recreate, man. So I'm going to have to rely on you guys to help me out this morning. We'll see what we got. We'll see how it is, man. Cool. So hope everybody's doing well. Sorry for the late start. Dude, I overslept. This sickness has me beat up. I couldn't flip and sleep last night. It's coughing my head off. I was up working on this, trying to figure this out. I've done a few different things to try and see if I can get this sorted. So it's something so hard for me to recreate, though, unfortunately, which is weird. So we'll see how it goes, man. Sorry about yesterday. I was planning on going a little bit longer than I did, but the mic issues, unfortunate. And I don't know, man. Hopefully you guys will help me figure out whether I've got it fixed or not. It's a weird one, man. This is a different kind of issue, so we'll go ahead and get it started, man. Today we're just gonna kind of probably play some community games, have a chill day if I can get the mic to work with me, man. I've got a few different ideas of what it could have been. If I fixed it, I'm pretty sure I know what it was, but we'll talk about it as people start flooding in here and we get an idea of whether this thing is actually fixed or not. So I don't know. Hope you guys are well. Happy Sunday. Hope everybody's having a banger of a weekend, dude. Let's go ahead and dive into video gaming news and see what we can come across. Cool? Let's go. Let's do it. I need lots of coffee, dude. Lots of it. So yeah, whatever. Who cares about Elon Musk, dude? Yeah. We've talked about that. Infamous Florida Joker who believes GTA 6 trailer parodies him now wants to be compensated, I'm sure. Nice, dude. Hey, good luck, buddy. What is this? A change buried in Baldur's Gate 3's latest patch that makes it easier than ever to recruit both of its mutually exclusive companions without breaking the game. Weird. Well, that's good. See what else we got here. Yeah, the day before is everything we expected it to be, which is crap. We've talked about it. Talked a lot about the Game Awards as well. Probably be more like beating a dead horse at this point. As much as we could talk about what shoulda, coulda, woulda been with the Game Awards, it won't change really. I don't think moving forward what it will be. No Man's Sky's rerunning all this year's time-limited events in December. Cool. Oh, yeah. What's the name of this? Take a look at that. Yeah. We've already known about this. I'm not diving into this. If you haven't heard this, the next game from, you know, the Zelda series is not going to be some kind of like add-on to what we've gotten already on the past two entries. It is going to be something brand new. Apparently, they're kind of moving on towards something new, which in a lot of ways makes sense. Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom have been amazing entries. But Nintendo, for one, has traditionally tried to stay pretty fresh with the Zelda line. They don't tend to stick within one kind of narrative for too long with it, or one, you know, they don't let it get played out too much before they kind of pivot and get onto something brand new with it. And the other thing is that they've got a lot of different possibilities coming in with the new hardware and everything, and you know that makes sense as well. So I'm not that surprised here. EA's best multiplayer games have now shut down for good. These are the games leaving PS Plus this month. Take a look at that. What is this? Yeah, we've already talked about that. Just some PlayStation avatars and stuff you can get for free on the PS network right now, or PlayStation Plus users can get. New Steam RPG surprises everyone. Let's see what this is. Popular PS5 games are 90% off. We probably hit on some of these already, but let's take a look. Harmonium looks like a Cuphead Metroidvania. Ooh wee, dude. Really? Cool. We just talked about this. Does that mean they can go ahead and hire all their people back that they laid off? Now that Epic is having such a great run with their release of all their new Fortnite stuff. Got him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talked about this. Yep. Feels bad. Take a ride with me. Game Awards are just a corporate sham, dude. If you can't see it, I don't. We need to get you some glasses. Well, this was weird though. Alan Wake 2 Act stole the show. Really? I thought it was odd. I actually want to read that. Yep, as it should be. Well, let's dive in here, dude. Let's see what we got, man. it's just the news is just going to be polluted with the Game Awards stuff, and we've already hit on so much of it for such a long time. It feels like, anyways, you know, we've hit on it for you know, we watched it that night, we've talked about it the past 2 days. I've really been pretty vocal about the way I feel about it. I knew what to expect going into this, though, and I was not let down by the fact that my own expectations were right, but I was let down by the fact of what the Game Awards have become, which is just a big corporate production of wanting people to look past industry, you know, issues, which Jeff used to do a pretty good job of bringing things to light, you know what I mean? At least occasionally shedding some light on things that needed to be addressed, like the Blizzard situation of old, stuff like that, calling out some of the industry leaders that had been doing some things wrong and stuff like that. And as well as, you know, I mean, there had been indicators that this show had turned into something completely different than what it used to be, and that we shouldn't expect things like that anymore. And on that front, we absolutely got exactly what I expected. And so I think that really Jeff Keighley's just been played over by fat stacks of cash, and he's no longer willing to make waves because of what it might mean for his gold line pockets, you know what I mean? And that's unfortunate to see. It really is. So for somebody that used to come across as an individual that had some kind of aim at promoting awareness towards an industry he cared about, doesn't feel like it's there anymore, you know, unfortunately. Seems more worried about appeasing sponsors and the developers and publishers that are part of the show and everything, and that sucks, dude. Doesn't mean the production still can't be good. There still can't be, you know, the lifting up of great developers and publishers that are part of the industry, but it doesn't mean that you can't still call out the bad ones. And unfortunately, it doesn't feel like he's wanting to be a part of that movement anymore. So there's that. But moving on, new Steam RPG surprises everyone and shoots toward the top of the Steam charts. Baldur's Gate 3 is currently the fourth best-selling game on Steam, but not the best-selling RPG on Steam. That honor belongs to a new release that has been bouncing back and forth between being the second and the third best-selling game on Steam. Unable to dethrone the king of Steam at the moment, Lethal Company. That said, outselling Baldur's Gate 3 after its Game of the Year win at the Game Awards, which literally means nothing, as that award is voted on by a panel of elected industry insiders by Jeff Keighley as well. Bump is an impressive feat. Further, it's been going stride for stride with popular new multiplayer game in the finals. The game it keeps going back and forth between second and third with, which is free, so that's impressive as well. What's also impressive is the fact that this game didn't have much going on in its release, but apparently many were quietly looking forward to it. The mystery game in question comes the way of Owlcat Games. Oh, yeah, dude, they're talking about Rogue Trader. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Same company that made the Pathfinder games, and we've been waiting on Rogue Trader for quite some time. We've had somebody that's a big part of our community in Tinwin that's been playing that game through some of the early access parts of it, alpha, beta stuff, and has been actually a pretty big advocate of it, even though wasn't a fan of previous Owlcat games. So that's a good look, man. And let's go ahead and take a look at their launch trailer.
The Rogue dynasty to its former glory. To reclaim what humanity has lost. To venture forth into darkness and bring the light of the Emperor to the uncharted void. Dangerous heretics, vile mutants, and Xenos threats beyond number. All must be cleansed in his name. The choices I make will shape the course of my destiny. And with each haunted step, I wonder, where will my journey end?
Quote, I have just started the prologue, but I'm already intrigued by the depth of the story. Combat mechanics feel nice to this point. A true Warhammer 40,000 experience reads one of the aforementioned user reviews. All in all, and from the very small portion I've been exposed to, this game is a triumph. Great job. Once again, Owlcat adds a second Steam user review. Yeah, you're talking about like a... kind of top-down, choices do matter, turn-based combat, RPG-styled game, where you have character creation, stuff like that in it and everything. So if that sounds cool, man, go check out Rogue Trader from Owlcat. A lot of anticipation around that, and it does sound like it's doing very well so far. That's great. Popular PS5 games are 90% off for a limited time. Let's just take a look here. So, it's on the PlayStation Store. They've got a link here. Due to the Game Awards, some Christmas sales, larger holiday season, stuff like that. So, they're just pulling out some of the notable ones. Gotham Knights for $14. That's probably a much more appropriate price for that game if you're not going to be playing it on a subscription service. And Deathloop for $12. You can get that game for free right now on Prime Gaming as well. Mortal Kombat 11 is $5. Metro Exodus Gold Edition $8. Chorus $8. Solitaire Conspiracy $2. Lost in Random $3. And I'm sure there are many, 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 many more sales to be had. So go take a look at the PS Store and see if you can find anything worth grabbing there. All right. Pheromonium. Have we seen this? Radalika Games, together with Red Black Spade, announced the forthcoming release on 8 December, so it's out now. Pheromonium, a beautiful psychedelic Metroidvania game that presents many psychological themes. Releasing on PS4, PS5, Microsoft, Xbox One, Series X and S, and Switch, Pheromonium has many distinguishing facts. This isn't on PC? What? Only on consoles? Feels bad. One being its design, the graphics, the coding, the game design, and more are all done by one person, Slava Gris. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, wow, dude. It's only on consoles. No PC. Interesting. It's quite the play.
Hello, boys and girls. A psychedelic Metroidvania where you play as a growing phobia. Everything takes place in the mind of a teenage boy, and you must break through all the boundaries to uncover
Interesting. Rando emote time. Look at that noise. Talent of Slava Gris, who has a master's degree in psychology, is remarkable. Once the player experiences and immerses themselves in this epic journey, they will be impressed with his vision of battling mental health. Pheromonium centers around the inner world, the mind of a boy named Max with an infantile, meek mother and mad stepfather he disliked, who didn't miss an opportunity to beat Max. The game starts sometime after Max's grandfather died, who was the only person in his family who knew what love and care is. Depression began to grow in Max's mind, and some new phobias started to manifest. Mind your mind. Pheromonium begins when Max visits a city fair with his girlfriend, and she says that she is moving to another city, so they need to break up. Right at that very moment, traumatized by that comment, he sees a clown, which leaves a lasting impression, which is how our main character was created. Play as Chorophobia. Character is moving around Max's mind and destroys all the bright, good memories he has because of lady depression. However, we also fight with mechanisms of Max's psychological protection. For example, when real Max tries to find comfort in his old toys, regression appears. This is a harmful defense mechanism when a grown-up person pretends to be a kid. We fight regression, and real Max stops to hide from his problems. Mad World, no. Gameplay rules. Although the abstract horror and psychological inner world ideas and gameplay elements might appear very cerebral, Pheromonium comes with superb challenges, great Disney-esque cartoon animation, and beautiful hand-drawn graphics. Gameplay presents a huge variety of attacking items and skills, throw clowns, use Max's old toys, and even some bosses become abilities. After you find a boss, you will then gain a new ability and can go back to progress further. I think after you fight and beat a boss is what that means. Slava Gris, the man behind Pheromonium, was on hand to briefly explain two of the game's sections and settings. 15 to 17 hours to beat the game. Huge map of Max's consciousness. Combo attacks, variety of unique abilities. Interesting. If you're interested, I'll link it for you. There you go. The Game Awards 2023 Alan Wake 2 performance by Sam Lake and Old Gods of Asgard stole the show. I disagree. Actually, I feel completely opposite. I feel like it was weird. I even pointed this out whenever this was happening, and I was like, dude, I would be like kind of embarrassed to be a part of that. A spectacularly weird music act. Almost all the main characters performed the game's Herald of Darkness song in what was probably one of the wildest and weirdest yet most sensational acts to ever grace Keeley's stage. I'll link it for you. I'm not, I'm not all the way through the game yet either, but it was a little bit cringy in my opinion, honestly. But That's just me, I guess. They have a different take, and that's okay. You go ahead and take a look for yourself and see what you think. No Man's Sky will rerun all this year's time-limited events this December. If you skipped out on No Man's Sky this year, and then now's your chance to jump back in and see all the goodness they rolled out. As developer Hello Games are taking the holiday season to replay all the Expedition events and offer up their rewards. There's even a return of a 2021 Expedition complete with limited edition Golden Starship to claim. December 8th through the 15th, we'll see the return of Utopia, where you can rebuild an abandoned colony for the mysterious Utopia Foundation. The 15th through the 22nd is Singularity, the precursor to the Echoes update, where you'll delve into a mystery that touches on the concept of artificial intelligence and the nature of living. December 22nd through the 29th is the return of Cartographers, the community favorite update from 2021 that has you stranded on the planet Cool Major, trying to repair your starship. Finally, the Voyager's Expedition will replay from December 29th to January 8th, having you search out unique and remarkable places on a variety of worlds, from their ocean beds to mountaintops, cataloging your findings along the way. No Man's Sky has had a pretty big year, down to adding a robotic species in its Echoes update. The Autophage, as they're known, are mysterious traveling robots that players can now get to know, learn crafts from, and eventually become. In case you missed it, Hello Games also announced their next game, Light No Fire, which we've touched on. A cooperative fantasy epic set in an open world that's the actual size of a real world. One very, very large procedurally generated open world for everyone to faff about and do open world stuff in. The announcement is, of course, not without characteristically absurd overstatements like the first real open world. Yeah. It was very reminiscent of the kinds of statements that we got from Hello Games when they were announcing No Man's Sky for the first time, and everybody was like, oh, we've been here before. We've experienced this, dude. Let's be very careful. So we'll see. But that's cool about No Man's Sky bringing all the seasonal stuff back for this month. That game where you farm with your mech finally has a release date. Lightyear Frontier does have a less nebulous release date, early access, mind you. Take a look. Lightyear Frontier. Mech games. Love them. Something like 2.5 years after I saw the concept and thought, that looks neat, we're finally going to get it. Finally going to get a game where you can use a mech to plow a field, grow, and plant some seeds and water them, and then harvest a big, weird alien fruit. Following a new trailer earlier this week, Lightyear Frontier developers Frame Break have announced that it'll release into early access in March. First teased quite some time ago, it's a game about homesteading on an alien world with mechs and up to 4 players cooperatively. It's very exciting because, frankly, that's a very exciting idea. The new trailer has the very geared up farmers of the frontier stomping about in their mechs, tossing treats to birds, and otherwise doing farming tasks and farming game tasks as you'd expect them to. A mech buzzsaws down a tree while another stomps about plowing a field, and a third whacks rocks with a comedically oversized pickaxe. We see some mechs moving about a farm garden, one blasting crops with a huge hose, another using some kind of huge suction gun to harvest. A theme throughout the trailer is also that there are cute little alien birds flapping around on this planet, and I hope to I get to have a pet alien bird for myself, or at least feed the alien bird some snacks. Yep. So there you go. Lightyear Frontier. If you're interested, I'll link this for you. Oh, EA's best multiplayer games have now shut down for good. Battlefield, Bad Company 2, Dead Space 2, Crysis 3, and a handful of other EA games have finally had their online services shut down. That's it. A handful of Battlefield games, Dead Space 2, and other EA games. Woo! Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. Have seen their online services and servers shut down. It might seem somewhat inevitable for online games that see their player bases dwindle over time, especially as newer games in their series come out, but it's still a sad moment. 7 EA games saw their online services shuttered on Friday, December 8th, with 4 of those available on PC until then. Absolute classics like Battlefield Bad Company 2, Dead Space 2 are among them. Some of these can't even be purchased on digital storefronts anymore either. It's a sad day for some of the best multiplayer games out there. Battlefield Bad Company 2, and Battlefield 1943 were even fully delisted from storefronts on April 28th, so you can't even buy them and play online privately or experience their campaigns either. Some of the games that never came to PC, so not every game in this list is having online services on PC shut down. Label the ones that have. So Dead Space 2 PC, Crysis 3 PC, Mirror's Edge Catalyst PC, Battlefield Bad Company 2 PC, Battlefield Bad Company, Battlefield 1943, Dante's Inferno. Dead Space 2 shutdown has been a particularly touching one. As well, you can still easily pick up and play the game via Game Pass and Steam on PC. The multiplayer for the game, which saw humans face off against necromorphs, Left 4 Dead 2 style, is gone forever. Yeah, Dead Space 2 is a phenomenal game. That campaign alone is worth the price of admission, absolutely. But I always had a good time with the multiplayer side. The Dead Space and Necro posting Discord actually got together to celebrate the multiplayer in organized play sessions, emphasizing people record and screenshot what they could. Reddit user CDLX02 also shares footage of the last seconds of a Battlefield Bad Company 2 Vietnam match. The gameplay cuts to black mid-game. The menu loads up, and Creedence Clearwater Revival's Fortunate Son starts playing. Can't think of anything better. Not here to tell you that all these games had bustling multiplayer player bases in 2023, because they didn't. It's not to discount how it can feel like the end of an era when online services go offline. Seeing people come together like they did for Dead Space 2 just shows how many people will actually miss these experiences when they are gone. That's the trouble with online games. While many of us want to keep these things alive and documented, if we haven't by the time they go offline, they're just gone forever. Next time you hear about a game shutting down, get your mates back together, record some footage, take some screenshots, and remember the good times. Yeah. I mean, it's always kind of inevitable, man. You mean what, they held out for way longer, these games? Is that what you're talking about, Tinwin? You know, it's just one of those things where it doesn't ever feel good. But I mean, people have to understand that these are businesses as well, and you know, I'll actually throw something in on a bit of a different note here on the same kind of topic. You know, EA did recently bring back to fruition the Titanfall 2 multiplayer scene, and it had been gone a while, and they brought it back, and people are loving it. Dude, the servers are up, and they're popping, man. There's a lot of people playing. The game feels very good. I've been in there playing around with it a little bit with one of my kiddos, and that's very neat to see, man. So Titanfall 2's got some really, really fun multiplayer modes in it, and it's got mech stuff, which is a lot of fun for me. I love that. And dude, when they brought it back, people were stoked. So it's not like all they do is shut stuff down. And you know me, man, I'm not one to give kudos to EA a whole lot, but you know, also, this is not like an unforeseen thing. It's a surprise to see from companies either. You know, the bigger companies have a lot of these kinds of titles that they keep running for quite a long time, and it's inevitable that eventually it just doesn't make sense from a business perspective anymore. It probably hasn't for a long time for a lot of these games, to be fair, you know, but eventually they get to a point where they're like, okay, look, man, we gotta just kind of call it quits on these, and you know, there's just not enough of a player base in there anymore for them to just continue to put any kind of resources towards it, whether it be manpower, hardware, you name it. It just doesn't make sense anymore. And so it is what it is, man. They go away. Games go away. That's just the way that the industry progresses. It doesn't necessarily feel good, but it's just a part of it that people have to accept. We're always getting new games. We're always getting modern games that are going to be taking the places of a lot of these bangers from yesteryear that eventually people are just going to let die off. It's just, it's a part of the process. It's the cyclical nature of things in the industry. And I don't know, man. It is what it is. Right. I think that you have to at least give credit to these companies for how long they've kept the multiplayer up. I mean, how old's Dead Space 2 now? We're talking like a decade at least, right? Dead Space 1 was 2007, I think. Dead Space 2 was 2 or 3 years after? So maybe 2010. Dead Space 2, 2010, I think. Almost right at the beginning of 2011. So we're talking, it's been almost 13 years. Almost 13 years that this game's been out and they've held the multiplayer up. It's a substantial amount of time. And I mean, you can go take a look at what the servers are like population wise. It's not going to be very much. There's not going to be very many people playing this game on the constant. And so, again, it's not like you can't still get the game, play the single player and stuff, which I absolutely recommend. It's one of the more iconic horror experiences in the industry, and with its predecessor as well. Dead Space 3, not
emotional
so much.
damage.
Hey, yo, what up, dude? What's going on, bruh? What to do? I need you to listen to me, man. Let me know if my mic's messing up, dude. Yeah. I don't know if I have it fixed or not. It's so hard. So hard for me to recreate, dude. I need you guys to help me. Did a bunch of stuff last night, man, trying to see if I could maybe get it sorted. Man, I have no idea. It's so hard for me to recreate it, man. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Well, if you do, let me know. If you think you do, let me know. It seems pretty noticeable to me whenever you know what I mean, it's happening, from like the clip that you sent me and everything. It was like, Jesus, that sounds terrible, as opposed to like the way the microphone normally works. Right now I'm shining like the normal me, baby. Thanks, dude. You know how to brighten my day, Ferret. You know what I'm saying? You little cutie. God dang it. You little cute fluffy noodle. God dang. Bro, that's the first time I've laughed this morning. Thank you. I needed that. It's been a brutal morning, dude, really. I forgot to set my alarm last night. I overslept. The stream started late. I'm flipping. I couldn't figure out if I got the mic fixed last night. Like, that's just weighing on me, It's flipping. I couldn't sleep because I was coughing my head off last night. It's terrible, dude. I hate it, man. I hate these kinds of IT issues, dude. It's so hard for me to recreate it. It feels bad, but I'm glad right now it sounds good. Yeah. No, I am, dude. I am. I feel, and yesterday it put me in a bad mood, and I don't like being like that, especially around you guys, I don't like being in a bad mood at all. I hate being in a bad mood, but it was unfortunate. I felt bad about the way that I ended the stream. I know you guys could tell I was stressed. I've been sick, and that didn't help, and I was stressed out about the microphone thing, and it sucked. I knew that, you know, I let it get the best of me. Unfortunately, I'm pretty good about not letting that happen, but it got me yesterday. I felt bad about that, so I do apologize to everybody for being a bit off kilter from my normal self. Just tired and beat up from this sickness, dude. And then a tech issue that is hard to troubleshoot, man, is something frustrating on top of that. So yeah, but I appreciate you guys trying to help me figure it out, dude. I really do. Moving on. What we got here? These games are leaving PlayStation Plus this month and in January 2024. So one of the things that I figured out last night is there's an alternate piece of software that was not supposed to be getting updated. I had auto updates turned off, and it had started updating itself anyways. And the reason I have auto updates turned off is because it traditionally breaks stuff. And it controls some different peripherals for me. And one of the things that it tries to do is incorporate microphone stuff, and I always forget about it, you know. So that's one of the things that I went and took a look at, and I was like, oh great, this thing was updating without me knowing it, really, you know, even though I had updates, automatic updates turned off. It seems like that happens for it every once in a while, which is really stupid. And then I was struggling last night, dude, to roll it back. So I really like the software when it works, but dude, whenever it doesn't work, it's a pain in the butt. And I was trying to like roll this software back, and unfortunately it's not an easy thing to do because you can't just go grab the entire installation files. It's just an installation executable. So it's like you download that, and then you can't just install offline. That you can only install this stuff online. And then every time you go to install, it automatically looks for updates. So trying to roll it back, it's like a big runaround of trying to like completely fresh. You got to uninstall everything, try to install from a previous version, and then like basically what I had to do last night was like catch it before it started updating, like to a newer version. So it like hits the repository for the version that you're trying to install. It installs that, and then it automatically looks for updates. It doesn't give you a chance to turn that off. So I basically just had to like kill my connection. God, they're so frustrating, Ferret. They're so frustrating. So I basically had to find the right time to like kill my internet connection so that it wouldn't automatically update. And I got it finally. I finally got it. So I was able to roll it back, and I'm hoping that's going to be one of the things that helps the mic be okay. But we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, as we have more people hopping in here and hanging out and stuff, because it was quite obvious there was something wrong, you know. And I was like, dude, how did this happen all of a sudden? I was like, I didn't do anything. You know what I mean? It's like I haven't updated anything really. You know, like what's going on? And I started going through a bunch of my stuff on the PC last night, looking around. Sure enough, dude, that was one of the things that like was updating kind of in the background that wasn't supposed to be. And I was like, man. So I spent a lot of time trying to get that stupid thing rolled back. It was a pain in the butt, dude. But we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully today's better, man. God, I would love for this microphone to, because man, I was at the point where I was like, dude, my microphone's got to be breaking. Like, I don't know what else it could be, you know? It's like, I don't know what else could be happening because I haven't done anything. Nothing's changed. It's like just all of a sudden stuff got bad. And is like, it's either got to be a cable or the microphone's actually breaking down, dude. So I don't know. We'll just keep keep talking, and you guys can let me know if it starts happening again or not, man. I hope not. I don't know. I hope it's not happening. These games are leaving PlayStation Plus this month and in January 2024. We'll get back in here. Quite a few games will be pulled in the coming weeks. Quite a few games are leaving PlayStation Plus this month and in January, to be exact. Later this month, 11 games will leave the service. You'll want to download and play anything that interests you before the games are pulled. What is this? Have you guys seen this? Let's watch this real quick. Yeah, I know, dude. Yeah. I mean, I was thinking the same thing, but you know, yeah, like you said, dude, we've both seen, I'm sure, the most obtuse, weird crap, because tech never seems to fail you that way. You know what I mean? What in the heck is going on, bro? You know what I mean? It's always those things where you're like, oh, it's obviously this is obviously the issue, and then it's totally not, and it's like, bro, how was that the cause? You know, it's so weird the way that works sometimes, and you just chalk it up to,
and therefore give you the impression of being in the middle. Because the definition of a person is where you look.
the whatevs, dude. It's like, okay, well, we fixed it. How that fixed it, it's one of those just anomaly. It's like an enigma, you know? Really. It's so weird.
We say, well, I wouldn't want to look like that.
All right. Count me in. I'm already about this. And look at this crap, dude.
And what a lot of nonsense
it's the magic. That's right.
Now, we come here right at the start to an extremely important principle, which is,
in the words of Hod Coward, it just works.
you get when you change your level of magnification. That is to say, you can look at something with a microscope and see it a certain way. You can look at it with the naked eye and see it in a certain way. You look at it with a telescope and you see it in another way. Now, which level of magnification is the correct one? Well, obviously, they're all correct, but they're just different points of view. When we examine our blood streams under a microscope, we see there's one hell of a fight going on. All sorts of microorganisms are chewing each other up. And if we got overly fascinated with our view of our own blood streams in the microscope, we should start taking sides, which would be fatal, because the health of our organism depends on the continuance of this battle. What is, in other words, conflict at one level of magnification is harmony at a higher level. And could it possibly be, therefore, that we, with all our problems, conflicts, neuroses, sicknesses, political outrages, wars, tortures, and everything that goes on in human life.
Bro, is that a flea or is that a water bear?
Which can be seen in a larger perspective as a situation of harmony. Every minute little fruit fly or gnat or bacterium, I will go so far as to say, is an event upon which this whole cosmos depends. This thing goes both ways. It's not only that every little organism which exists depends on its total environment. The reverse is also
that, my friends, is a tapeworm. Stay away from those.
So that you could say this universe consists of an arrangement in which every event is essential to the whole thing. Now, we screen that idea out of our consciousness, just as we
what's Tim was saying before?
And ignore the background. So we see one way of looking at things, mainly that the organism is very frail against the environment. It lasts a long time, the environment, but the organism only lasts a short time. But actually, the whole thing is arranged in a polar system, where the enormous depends on the tiny, and the tiny depends on the enormous.
when you came into this world, there gradually arose into being the sensation of I. And it stays there a while, it goes through a development, and then it drops off. But all the time, everywhere, there are other I's starting up. See? Whether they be human, animal, anything you like. They be in other galaxies, etc. Always, they're starting up. Now, you would say there is no connection between them. No, in the same way, there is no connection between the molecules in your hand. And yet you say it is a hand. But if you look at it under a powerful enough microscope, the molecules in your hand are miles apart. What's the connection between this galaxy and other galaxies? Well, we can't see any connection. And yet there are gravitational swings whereby they respond to each other and move in a certain collective order. See, what we're doing in this is not setting down a doctrine, but it is doing an exercise in perception. You can see it either way. You can see yourself, in other words, as existing only now.
I've never heard of this game before.
The alternative to that, logically, is to see yourself as everything. And so in all this, you see, when you get a game going of this kind, there comes the point of what you might call emotional investment. When you
I know, dude. That's what I was thinking too.
That the outcome of this particular feature in the game is urgent.
He's got a very soothing voice, you know what I mean? Kind of makes me just want to like take a nap.
And it's up to you what you think matters. We teach our children what matters, what's important for them to learn. And we teach them basically that it's important to live.
Yeah,
and in a way,
yeah. His voice is just very soothing. It's very calming, you know. It's not like boring. It's not too like monotone. He's not like Ben Stein. It's just very, very soothing.
But they must go back to work because you got to farm and fish and manufacture and produce. So
he doesn't have like the Red Eyes vibe.
When you bro. Have this terrifying urgency to go on, and
oh god dang it!
This is important. This matters.
Bro, what are all these flipping animals on? Look at their pupils, Jesus.
Volition in our own game. And the difficulty is that as we become disturbed and anxious about this, it's more difficult to keep the game going. In proportion as we are frightfully concerned to survive, we start fighting other people. We start clobbering our neighbors and whatever it is, all the old fights start. And it is these fights which, more than anything else, at the moment, you see, are endangering the entire human project. But all based fundamentally on the illusion that it's utterly important that we survive. But you see, in all this, what underlies is...
All right, dude. I'll let you guys watch the rest of it. I've had enough. That is weird, dude. Everything is a narrated sandbox where every object in the universe is a playable character. Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like. On the December 19th, following games will be pulled from the PlayStation Plus catalog. Galadrius Blaze, Damascus Gear, Operation Tokyo, El Hio, Wild West Tale, Foreclosed, Friday the 13th, The Game, Legends of Eternal, Middle Earth, Shadow of Mordor, Middle Earth, Shadow of War, The Escapist 2, Yakuza 6, The Song of Life, and Yakuza Like a Dragon. On the 16th, these 9 games will leave the service. It Takes Two, Devil May Cry 5, also the special edition, SnowRunner, Jet, The Far Shore plus Given Time, Everything, Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire, what a banger, The Missing, J.J. McField and the Island of Memories, and Mitsuragi Kamui Heike? I don't know. I butchered that. I'm so sorry. So those are the games leaving. All right. Wow, I've never even heard of that. that everything game. But it was, you can be everything. This is the last one I have for this morning, dude, and then we're just gonna like play some community games. Hopefully the mic is actually functioning correctly. I'm hoping I fixed everything. I've been talking enough this morning. I haven't had anybody go, yo, it sounds like crap again. So I think fingers crossed. We'll see, man. We'll see. Infamous Florida Joker who believes GTA 6 trailer parodies him now wants $1 to $2 million from Rockstar Games. Y'all took my likeness. Y'all took my life. What? Come on, man. I mean, from the picture here, I'm willing to bet this guy's life was already kind of rocky to begin with, you know. The Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer parodies several viral clips that have served around social media, as is series tradition, but one man now believes his likeness inspired a certain in-game character and is demanding $1 to $2 million from Rockstar Games. Florida Joker, or Lawrence Sullivan, recently took to social media to point out the similarities between himself and a character from the trailer. Sullivan first drew attention after mugshots featuring his dyed hair and face tattoos went viral, and he consequently gained the Florida Joker moniker. The GTA 6 trailer instead features the mugshot of a purple-haired character with similar tattoos around his eyes and cheeks. That's me. That's the person they got the inspiration from. That's me. That's me. Sullivan repeats in a recently shared video pointing at pictures of himself and the in-game character. GTA, we got to talk. Or no, you got to give me like a meal or two, he continues. Y'all took my likeness. Y'all took my life. Florida Joker is now demanding $2 million from Rockstar Games for using his appearance. Y'all took my likeness. This isn't Rockstar Games' first time in the hot seat, obviously. When GTA 5 was initially released, actor Lindsay Lohan attempted to sue the company over claims they used her likeness for a minor character in the game. Her claims were thrown out in 2018 as a New York court said the character was just a generic young woman. Sullivan hasn't taken legal action just yet. Sullivan's complaints may not be the last likeness-related controversies coming for GTA 6, since its first trailer depicts a Vice City that's just as chaotic as its real-world counterpart, Florida. Yeah, I actually noted this. I was like, bro, what this game looks like is like the realistic dystopian nightmare that like Florida, what Florida man is, you know what I mean? It's like, I know there are great parts of Florida, dude. I've been to Florida, but the fact of the matter is Florida is also a place that has become notable for its chaos, dude. Hence the Florida man references all the time and stuff like that. You know, it actually is a place of wildness, dude. And Rockstar definitely captured the essence of Florida, if you will, in the trailer very much. As for the game itself, one former developer said it's really going to look like this. Also, check out the 5 most impressive things from GTA 6 based on our expert detective work. Yeah, I mean, look. Good luck, buddy. You know what I mean? You're going to get some lawyer that's going to go, well, I'll help you fight this battle, and I'll take half of everything that you get. And he probably won't win anyways. Rockstar's got a massive legal team, and you know, it'll be, if anything, they would end up settling out of court, and it would be some much smaller sum. But I don't think he'll actually win this anyways, to be honest. This would be the same thing as like this individual became popular, right? After mugshot surfaced, like they talked about, he attained the moniker the Florida Joker and stuff. Is he going to sue every outlet that ever reported on his mugshot and his, you know, life and stuff like that, it's almost like the same. It's like a can of worms, right? I mean, if you're it would be different. It would be different if they were entirely presenting some kind of quest line in the game that had to do with, you know, this specific character that was absolutely definitively developed off of this person, Mr. Sullivan here in real life, you know, but that's not really the case, right? That's why I don't think that you're really going to see this amount to much. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it's going to be, is more like, oh, well, you know, there's a character in the game that has some resemblance to you as far as some facial tattoos, but, you know, as far as true trying to get compensation for likeness, that's a pretty big stretch there, man. You know, it's a pretty big stretch. All right, yo, not a whole lot in the news. I'm expecting the news to kind of be like this for the next few days, probably. Anyways, we've touched on quite a bit for the Game Awards. I've given my own sentiments, dude. Everybody's going to feel a bit different, and that's okay. I'm a bit turned off. I knew what the Game Awards were going to be, though, you know? Yeah. So, I wasn't surprised by the Game Awards and what they had, I kind of already knew what they had become, but I do think that it's appropriate to call out the Game Awards for turning into something that everybody is not real happy with, I've got my own feelings about it. We've seen other outlets have similar feelings to me. Other people have their own thoughts about it, you know, and that's okay. But we're going to continue to see more and more stuff about the Game Awards, and some of it will just be about celebrating the awards, which I personally don't put much stock in, as well as calling out some of the things that probably should have been addressed at the awards or could have been addressed and things like that. And we've touched on a lot of it. We can keep talking about it. You know, I'm open to ideas of other people's ways in which this could be addressed. And, you know, again, this is always about trying to be civil, you know, as long as, you know, obviously being civil is appropriate. And that's what we aim to do all the time, you know, keep things civil. Be mature about stuff. There's, you know, obviously going to be like keeping our discussions about logical, you know, critical thinking involved in these discussions, and you know, obviously we have some fun with it sometimes, and we laugh and you know, get a bit silly with it and everything. But I'm not just going to accept somebody's irrational notions on topics and stuff like that either, but I am absolutely always going to listen to other people's points of view and things like that, and I appreciate people bringing those points to the table, you know. So I think the news segments are going to continue to be kind of polluted for the next few days about the awards, because there's a lot to talk about there on a lot of different fronts, and the news outlets we tend to get a lot of our information from are going to continue to be addressing that stuff for, you know, a good week after the award show. So probably through middle of the week, this coming week, we'll continue to get a lot of award show stuff until it starts kind of dying off a little bit. So just be prepared for that, you know. But on that note, man, bit of a shorter news segment this morning. I do appreciate you guys very much. I'm sorry the past couple of days have been bleak. The award show night was very, very long. We did like 16-hour stream, and then the next day I was just too beat up, and then yesterday I had family stuff going on, plus tech issues with the microphone and stuff. So appreciate you guys understanding. And I think we're just gonna play some like community games today. We might play some more of the Once Human beta, maybe some Deep Rock Galactic. We'll see what's up, dude. But we're just probably gonna have a chill day, have some fun, relax. I don't really feel like getting into anything too intense. You know, Pinky was going to be able to be here all day, so BG3 is not really on the table. He said he might show up later to be able to get into some community stuff with the rest of us, which is cool. But BG3 will probably continue tomorrow, okay? And today we'll just kind of take it easy, man, and have like a fun day together. So I kind of need that, and I like playing games with you guys, dude. And that's probably what the play today will be. I need an us day, all right, guys. So that's what it's gonna be for the most part. Appreciate you guys very much. Thanks for being you. Thanks for being a part of what we do all the time. If anybody's been able to hang out and check out what we've been doing live this morning, or if you've been able to see this as a VOD later on, you know, this is the way we start off all of our streams, roughly 6 a.m. CST CDT. If I don't oversleep like I did this morning, you know, I was a little bit late this morning, and I do apologize. But normally we get started roughly 6 a.m. CST CDT. Oh, bro, thanks, dude. Yeah. Shining like a diamond, dude. Nice. Yeah, I was, dude. Yeah, I woke up at like not too far off from the time I'm usually starting to stream, and I was like, oh, this is bad. I gotta hurry. But yeah, we normally start off at roughly 6 a.m. CST CDT. Kick it off with video gaming news like we're finishing up now, and then we move on and we play games for the rest of the day. So 6 days a week. Wednesdays are our off days. Every other day is normally that schedule. If anything changes, then I try to announce that for people on our Discord server or our Twitter account, stuff like that. But we have a good time here, man. We got a lot of good people. We try to take care of each other, lift each other up, celebrate our love for video games, celebrate our uniqueness as individual people and being human beings, and just try to be void of toxicity and negativity, and try to embrace the video gaming industry in a way that try to point out the ways that we can maybe try to help it be healthier moving forward, and get rid of some of the unhealthier ways in which it's progressed, unfortunately, over the years and stuff. And so, if it sounds like a place for you, then we would prompt you to come hang out and be a part of this with us when we are live. We got plenty of content that's out there on the Twitch channel, the YouTube channel, whether it be the previous video gaming news segments, which we do every day, the playthroughs that we've completed, funny clips and highlights, things like that. I mean, there's all kinds of content out there you can go check out and see if you dig what we're doing, man. But we're always looking for more people to come be a part, good people to come be a part of what we do. So if you're digging the community, man, then we would love to have you come be a part of it. What's Twitter? Yeah, I know, right? Nice one. I'll always call it Twitter, dude. I don't care. I'll always call it Twitter. I think it's ridiculous, but that's a story for, I digress, dude. That's a story for a whole nother time. You guys, we'll be back for more video gaming news tomorrow morning. We're going to go play some games now together. It'll be a cool chill day of community games and stuff, but I guess until more video gaming news tomorrow, stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another, and we'll do more video gaming news for tomorrow, December 11th. But I don't know. That's really it for the news segment. I'm going to run us an outro, but don't go anywhere because we're getting ready to start playing games. Might look like the stream's going down. It's not. I'm just doing a little bit of a segue outro video here, and as soon as I come back up, man, we'll be getting ready to play some games. All right, you guys rock. Be right back. Excuse me.